Toad Sage Mode. Toad Sage Mode is one of the most legendary forms of senjutsu in the Naruto world. It's the same transformation achieved by Jiraiya, Minato, Naruto, and even Hagoromo Otsutsuki himself. The journey to this power begins at Mount Myoboku, a sacred land overflowing with natural energy. Hidden beyond the ordinary world, it's home to a vast population of ninja toads, wise elders, fierce warriors, and mystics who have practiced senjutsu for centuries. The air itself carries nature's chakra, and every creature there lives in harmony with it. Jiraiya first arrived there through a reverse summoning while attempting a summoning technique. That accident brought him straight to the mountain, where the Elder Toads decided to teach him how to draw strength directly from the energy of nature. Training under the Toads is anything but easy. Students are placed on a wooden board balanced atop a tall pillar and told to remain perfectly still. The smallest motion disrupts the flow of energy and sends them falling. Through this exercise, the Toads teach that stillness is the foundation of all senjutsu. To merge with nature, one must first learn to stop resisting it. The Toads also use a special oil that helps students sense, feel, and absorb natural energy more easily. When the oil touches the skin, it acts as a conductor, allowing the user to connect with the natural energy surrounding them. But it's a dangerous shortcut. If a student takes in too much or can't regulate the flow properly, their body begins to mutate. Their skin grows smooth, their limbs start to change shape, and they slowly turn into a frog. Because of that risk, the oil is used only under supervision and it evaporates instantly once taken away from Mount Myoboku. Once a shinobi learns to control natural energy on their own, they enter Sage Mode, where human chakra and nature's power blend into one. In this state, every physical and sensory attribute is amplified. Strength, speed, perception, and durability all rise dramatically. A sage can sense the energy of life itself, feeling attacks and presences that ordinary shinobi could never detect. Even so, not everyone achieves perfect mastery. Jiraiya's Sage Mode was powerful but incomplete. His body couldn't fully harmonize with the natural energy he absorbed, causing him to partially transform, with warts on his face, a wider nose, and webbed fingers. Despite this imperfection, he was still one of the strongest senjutsu users in history. To counter his limitations, he fused with the Elder Toads Fukasaku and Shima, affectionately known as Ma and Pa. While he fought, they gathered natural energy for him, letting him maintain Sage Mode without needing to stand still. Years later, Naruto Uzumaki perfected the art. His immense chakra reserves and precise control allowed him to achieve true equilibrium, entering Sage Mode without any physical mutations or assistance. But what made Naruto truly exceptional was his ingenuity. He used shadow clones to meditate and gather natural energy while he fought. When one clone dispelled, all the stored energy returned to him instantly, refreshing his Sage Mode mid-battle. This innovation allowed him to keep fighting without losing the balance required for senjutsu, something no one before him had managed. Naruto also mastered Frog Kata, the Toad's ancient martial art designed for Sage Mode combat. In this style, natural energy forms an invisible aura around the user's body. Every strike extends beyond physical reach. Even if a punch misses, the surrounding natural energy still connects, delivering the full impact. It turns hand-to-hand combat into something unpredictable and almost impossible to counter unless the opponent can sense senjutsu chakra. Through this evolution, from Jiraiya's imperfect form to Naruto's mastery, Toad Sage Mode became the most refined and battle-ready version of senjutsu ever seen. It's a power built on stillness, perfected through creativity, and guided by harmony with nature itself. Snake Sage Mode. Deep beneath the earth lies Ryuchi Cave, the birthplace of Snake Sage Mode and home to the White Snake Sage, an ancient being revered as one of the oldest users of senjutsu. The cave is said to radiate with thick, heavy natural energy that seeps through its walls like mist. Unlike the serene environment of Mount Myoboku, Ryuchi Cave feels alive and predatory, as if the snakes themselves are watching your every step. Those who come here don't find peace. They're tested for survival. The snakes don't train weaklings. Anyone who wishes to learn Snake Sage Mode must first prove their worth by enduring a series of deadly trials. Failing doesn't mean starting over. It means death. Once a candidate survives the initial tests, they face the White Snake Sage, who grants them a ritual bite to infuse their body with natural energy. If the person can't control it, that energy overruns their body, twisting them into a snake before devouring their consciousness entirely. Only those with strong chakra control and mental stability survive this process, which is why so few ever succeed. Among the few who tried, only Orochimaru and Kabuto Yakushi are known to have reached the threshold of this power. Orochimaru had the knowledge and potential, but not the body to handle it. His years of body hopping left his hosts too fragile to balance the flood of natural energy. Even so, his studies paved the way for Kabuto's success. Kabuto absorbed Orochimaru's DNA after his defeat, merging it with the genetic material of the Sound Four, granting him multiple bloodline traits and special techniques. Most importantly, he incorporated Jugo's DNA, the key to his breakthrough. Jugo's clan has a natural connection to Senjutsu, capable of absorbing and converting natural energy automatically. With that ability, Kabuto could draw in energy continuously, even while moving, something traditional sages can't do. When Kabuto finally achieved Snake Sage mode, his appearance changed dramatically. 4 horns sprouted from his head, his eyes turned slit and golden, and transparent membranes formed over them, protecting him from visual genjutsu. His body gained the flexibility and regeneration of a serpent, his speed multiplied, and his sensory range expanded to near perfection. In this form, Kabuto became one of the most dangerous opponents in the Fourth Great Ninja War. He could heal from near-fatal injuries, manipulate his body like liquid, and enhance his jutsu with senjutsu energy. His battle with Itachi and Sasuke showcased how far he had surpassed the limits of ordinary humans. Snake Sage mode itself embodies the nature of Ryuchi Cave, power earned through danger. Where the toads of Mount Myoboku teach harmony, the snakes teach dominance. The strong devour the weak, and only those who can survive the transformation are allowed to wield its power. In modern times, another user appeared. Mitsuki, the artificial son of Orochimaru. Unlike traditional sages who train through meditation, Mitsuki's sage mode was achieved through experimentation. Orochimaru created and modified him repeatedly, erasing his memories after each failed attempt. After 6 trials, Mitsuki finally awakened the form on his own during a moment of emotional clarity. When Mitsuki activates Snake Sage mode, his body glows with pale energy, a white serpent aura forming behind him. His reflexes become instantaneous, and his movements almost divine, graceful, fast, and silent. It's a perfect mirror of his father's ambitions, achieved through his own evolution rather than imitation. Snake Sage mode represents the darker side of Senjutsu, power obtained not through balance or stillness, but through control, mutation, and sheer will to survive. It's as much a transformation of spirit as it is of body, where mastery over natural energy means mastering the predatory side of nature itself. Cursed Seals. The Cursed Seal isn't a true Sage mode, but it was born from the same pursuit of power through Senjutsu. After years of research in Ryuchi Cave, Orochimaru discovered that he could never achieve the Snake Sage mode for himself. His body, weakened by constant experiments and host transfers, couldn't withstand the overwhelming flow of natural energy needed to reach it. Yet his failure only pushed him toward a new solution. During his research, Orochimaru came across Jugo, a man whose bloodline possessed the extraordinary ability to naturally absorb nature energy without training. This gift gave Jugo immense power, but also uncontrollable rage, a constant storm of emotion triggered by the natural energy overflowing inside him. To Orochimaru, this was the key. If he couldn't achieve Sage mode naturally, he would create his own version. By extracting and refining enzymes from Jugo's cells, he engineered an artificial Sage transformation, one that could be branded onto others. The result was the Cursed Seal. Orochimaru applies the seal by biting his target, injecting a blend of his chakra and Jugo's enzymes into their body. The mark spreads across the skin in black circular patterns, embedding the foreign chakra deep within. The process is extremely dangerous. Only a small percentage of subjects survive, their bodies strong enough to contain the unstable energy. The rest die almost instantly. Those who live gain access to one of 2 variants: the Cursed Seal of Heaven or the Cursed Seal of Earth. Each reflects 1/2 of the fundamental chakra balance. The Cursed Seal of Heaven enhances spiritual energy, the yin aspect of chakra. It increases the user's perception, reflexes, and chakra-based power. The Cursed Seal of Earth enhances physical energy, the yang aspect of chakra. It strengthens the body, amplifying durability, speed, and raw strength. In its first level, the seal expands across the body like ink, granting a burst of chakra and dramatically boosting strength and speed. The transformation is addictive, a shortcut to power that tempts the user into relying on it more and more. In its second level, the seal fully activates and the user undergoes a physical metamorphosis. Their body mutates into an animalistic or monstrous form, reflecting the instability of the nature energy surging within them. Sasuke Uchiha's skin turned gray and winged, while Kimimara's body grew armored bone protrusions and a tail. This stage multiplies the user's power but also corrodes their self-control and clarity of mind. The longer someone uses the cursed seal, the more Orochimaru's influence seeps into them. His chakra, embedded within every mark, slowly invades their will. Over time, he can manipulate them or even reincarnate himself through their body. That's why Orochimaru sought out strong but emotionally driven shinobi like Sasuke, people capable of surviving the transformation, yet vulnerable enough to crave more power. Because of its connection to Jugo's bloodline, the seal also shares his regenerative properties. Jugo can merge his own flesh and chakra with others who bear the mark, restoring their life force. During Sasuke's battle with Killer Bee, Jugo used this ability to save him, fusing part of his body into Sasuke's to heal a fatal wound. Removing a cursed seal is extremely difficult. Most shinobi resort to sealing it away rather than risking direct extraction. Across the entire series, only 2 successful removals occurred, when Itachi Uchiha used the Totsuka blade to purge Orochimaru's essence from Sasuke, and when Sasuke later used the evil releasing method to draw Orochimaru out of Anko Mitarashi. The cursed seal represents Orochimaru's greatest act of defiance against nature, an artificial sage transformation that grants its users immense power while slowly consuming their minds. It is the embodiment of temptation, strength without balance, evolution without harmony, and the price of stealing the gifts of nature rather than earning them. Wood Sage Mode. Among every form of sage transformation, Wood Sage Mode stands apart as something entirely unique. It belongs solely to Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage, a shinobi whose connection to nature surpassed every generation that came after him. Unlike the sages of Mount Myoboku or Ryuchi Cave, Hashirama never trained under any animal master, nor did he rely on an external source to learn senjutsu. His body itself was capable of drawing in and balancing natural energy on its own. When Hashirama activates his Sage Mode, red markings appear around his eyes and stretch back toward his ears, while a circular symbol forms on his forehead. This form has no resemblance to the toads or snakes, suggesting that Hashirama discovered an entirely different path to sagehood, one that might have been born from his natural affinity with the earth and his unique wood-release Kekkei Genkai. Hashirama's control over natural energy is instantaneous. Where most sages must stay perfectly still to gather it, he can enter the state in a moment, even in the middle of combat. This speaks to how deeply he's attuned to the energy of nature. His body absorbs and regulates it effortlessly, making him a true natural sage rather than a trained one. Once in this state, his power multiplies to a godlike level. Every one of his wood-release techniques becomes stronger, faster, and far larger in scale. He can generate forests in seconds, form towering wooden constructs, and manifest living avatars that rival tailed beasts in size and strength. His signature creation, the Thousand-Armed Cannon, is a colossal wooden statue with countless arms capable of overwhelming even the most powerful opponents. This immense power comes from the perfect synchronization between natural energy and chakra within his body. Hashirama doesn't just wield nature, he embodies it. His chakra resonates with the earth itself, allowing his wood release to act as an extension of his life force. Even the amount of energy he draws in sets him apart from other sages. The toads and snakes must remain still to gather enough natural energy for battle, but Hashirama can absorb and convert it continuously, maintaining Sage Mode for long periods without rest. This makes him one of the few shinobi in history who could fight on par with beings like Madara Uchiha at his peak and even restrain tailed beasts with his bare hands. Kishimoto never revealed where Hashirama learned this technique or whether it has a specific name beyond Sage Mode. Because of that mystery, many fans believe he might have developed it entirely on his own, the first human to truly master nature's energy without guidance. Hashirama's Wood Sage Mode is more than just another form of senjutsu. It's a symbol of complete harmony between man and nature, strength that doesn't dominate or imitate the natural world, but flows directly from it. His Sage Mode is living proof that when a shinobi achieves true unity with the energy of life itself, the result is power beyond imagination. Tailed Beast Sage Mode. Tailed Beast Sage Mode represents one of the rarest and most powerful fusions of chakra ever achieved. It combines the refined natural energy of Sage Mode with the overwhelming chakra of a tailed beast, creating a state of perfect harmony between man, nature, and beast. This form was first demonstrated by Naruto Uzumaki after he and Kurama, the Nine Tails, finally learned to trust one another. Before their bond formed, Kurama constantly fought for control over Naruto's body, flooding him with rage and making his power unstable. But once they reconciled, their chakras began to flow in complete sync. That trust became the foundation of this transformation. By merging his own Sage Mode with Tailed Beast Mode, Naruto created a fusion unlike anything seen before. His eyes reflected the mix of both powers, the orange pigmentation from Sage Mode combined with the slit pupils of the Nine Tails. The transformation granted him the raw, destructive power of a Biju while retaining the precision, perception, and balance of a true sage. Normally, maintaining Sage Mode requires stillness to draw in natural energy, which limits how long it can be used in battle. But Kurama's constant presence inside Naruto changes that entirely. While the Nine Tails manages the balance of chakra within, Naruto can continuously absorb natural energy without stopping to meditate. It effectively removes the one major weakness of traditional Sage Mode, making this hybrid state both limitless and stable. In Tailed Beast Sage Mode, Naruto's physical power and sensory perception reach unparalleled levels. His Rasen Shuriken and Rasengan become infused with both Sage Chakra and Kurama's energy, turning them into devastating weapons capable of harming even God-tier opponents. He can coat himself in Kurama's Chakra Cloak for protection while channeling Sage Chakra through every attack, multiplying its destructive output. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Naruto used this form to fight alongside and even command other tailed beasts. Because of his bond with them, he could access fragments of their chakra and combine them with his sage energy. This allowed him to utilize their unique elemental releases like Shukaku's Magnet Release, Madatabi's Blue Fire, and Son Goku's Lava Release, blending each beast's power into his own attacks. Even Minato, who inherited half of Kurama's chakra after his death, possessed the ability to enter Sage Mode. Although Minato admitted himself that he never truly mastered Sage Mode for more than a few seconds and was never really practical for him to use. Tailed Beast Sage Mode is the perfect symbol of cooperation, the unity of human spirit, natural energy, and Tailed Beast Chakra working together as one. It's both primal and divine, combining the instincts of a beast with the awareness of a sage. In this form, Naruto stands as the bridge between two worlds, embodying the balance that every other Sage Mode only strives to reach. Six Paths Sage Mode. At the very peak of all forms of Senjutsu lies Six Paths Sage Mode, a divine transformation that surpasses every other kind of sage power in existence. It doesn't come from a contract with animals or from training in secret realms. It is a gift directly from Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the legendary Sage of Six Paths, to those who inherit his will and embody his vision of balance. Unlike other Sage Modes, this power cannot be learned. It must be bestowed. Hagoromo grants it only to individuals who demonstrate unwavering resolve, compassion, and the strength to protect the world, qualities that reflect the balance of yin and yang within one's spirit. The first to receive it was his son Asura, and many generations later he entrusted it to Naruto Uzumaki during the Fourth Great Ninja War. When Naruto awakened Six Paths Sage Mode, his appearance shifted subtly. His eyes turned golden with cross-shaped pupils, his aura radiated calm light, and his chakra took on the tone of pure creation energy. This transformation combined the heightened awareness of Sage Mode with the cosmic energy of the Six Paths, giving Naruto a form that transcended both human and beast. The abilities granted by this power are extraordinary. Six Paths Sage Mode enhances every aspect of a user's being. Strength, speed, reflexes, endurance, and sensory perception all rise to unimaginable levels. Naruto could sense chakra across dimensions and even detect invisible entities, such as Madara's Limbo clones, which existed in a parallel plane of reality. The most iconic feature of this form is the creation of truth-seeking orbs, black spheres composed of yin-yang chakra that can disintegrate anything they touch. Each orb carries the combined essence of all chakra natures and represents ultimate control over creation and destruction. Naruto could reshape these orbs at will, forming weapons or barriers depending on the flow of battle. Six Paths Sage Mode also allows the user to draw on the chakra of all nine-tailed beasts simultaneously. In Naruto's case, he could call upon fragments of their power and use their unique elemental abilities, from Shukaku's Magnet Release to Son Goku's Lava Release, blending them seamlessly into his own jutsu. This mode also grants access to Yin-Yang Release, an ability that can both create and restore life. Naruto demonstrated this when he saved Might Guy, whose body was moments away from death after using the Eighth Gate. By channeling Six Paths energy into him, Naruto reignited his life force and healed his shattered body, an act that bordered on divine intervention. At his peak, Naruto in Six Paths Sage Mode could fly, match the speed and power of Madara and Kaguya Otsutsuki, and unleash attacks strong enough to reshape landscapes. But beyond its destructive potential, the true essence of this power lies in harmony. Six Paths Sage Mode unites every opposing force, yin and yang, light and dark, man and nature, into a single balanced state. In this form, Naruto became the living embodiment of Hagoromo's philosophy. That true strength comes not from domination or control, but from understanding and balance. Six-Path Sage Mode represents the ultimate evolution of chakra, a form where the power of the gods meets the will of humanity. It's the summit of all sage transformations, the point where nature's energy, divine chakra, and human spirit finally merge into one. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.